Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture of this course heat transfer. So this is the continuation of the module boiling and condensation. So earlier in this module we have discussed the main concept of the boiling heat transfer and condensation heat transfer. After that we have discussed those two different heat transfer in details. Like in case of boiling heat transfer, we have studied the various types of boiling heat transfer. Like there were four different kinds of heat transfer through which the boiling phenomena happens. And so those four different types of boiling heat transfer were the pool boiling, then forced convection boiling, then there were the saturated boiling and subcooled boiling. Okay, so those four different kinds of boiling heat transfer we have studied already. After that we have studied the boiling curve. So there we have seen the boiling regimes, so those have been discussed in details. Okay, so next we have studied the condensation heat transfer, and there we have seen that this condensation heat transfer, it is of two types. One is the film condensation and another is the dropwash condensation. And after that, we have studied the derivation of the laminar film condensation on a vertical plate. So these theory parts have been discussed earlier. Now today in this lecture, we will discuss or various formula regarding the boiling heat transfer, and based on those different formula, we will discuss different numericals. So let us start this lecture. So this is the first formula regarding the nucleate pool boiling. So in case of this nucleate pool boiling, the following correlation you can see here, and it is recommended by Rosenau. So here the formula is QS equals to mu L multiplied by HFG to G into rho L minus rho V divided by sigma whole to the power 0.5, then CPL into delta TE divided by CSL HFG, and the Prandtl number to the power n whole to the power whole cube. So here the QS, this is the surface heat flux, and the unit is watt per meter square. Then mu L, this is liquid viscosity, unit is kg per meter second. Then HFG, it is the enthalpy of vaporization, joule per kg. Then rho L, it is the density of saturated liquid, kg per meter cube. Then rho V, it is again the density of the saturated vapor, which is kg per meter cube, again the unit. Then sigma, it is the surface tension of the liquid vapor interface, and the unit of this surface tension, it is Newton per meter. Then CPL, it is the specific heat of saturated liquid, and the unit is joule per kg Kelvin. Then the CPL, it is the specific heat of the saturated liquid, and the unit is joule per kg Kelvin. Delta T, it is the temperature difference, which is Ts minus T saturated, which is known as the excess temperature. Then CSL, it is the surface fluid constant, and it is determined from the experimental data. And what is this N? This N, it is another constant which depends upon the liquid and the surface. Now for water, this N is equals to 1, and for other liquid, this N equals to 1.7. Now here, in this formula of the nucleate pool boiling, we have seen that this CSL, it is the surface fluid constant, and which is determined from the experimental data. Now, what are those values? Now those values of the CSL for pool boiling, it can be seen in this table. It is for the water copper, this surface, the CSL value is 0.013. Then for water brass, this CSL it is 0.060. Then for water platinum it is again 0.013. And for water ground and polished stainless steel it is 0.008. So in this way, for these 10 different liquid surfaces, the value of the CSL it is given in this table. So for solving the numerical problem, we need to remember some of these values of this CSL for pool boiling. So the next formula we can see, it is Jacob. He has proposed the following correlation for nucleate boiling at atmospheric pressure on a flat plate and with low heat fluxes. So the relation that is proposed, it is Nu, that is Nusselt number, equals to 0.16 Gr into Pr, that is the Grashof number, into Prandtl number whole to the power 0.33. So these dimensionless numbers, that is the Nusselt number, Grashof number, Prandtl number, all these things we have studied along with their physical significance in the convection heat transfer module part. Next, for the nucleate boiling on a vertical flat plate, the Jacob correlation, it has been changed and it is of the form of this Nusselt number equals to 0.61 multiplied by Grashof number into Prandtl number whole to the power 0.25. So these are the formula that we have seen for this nucleate pool boiling. Next topic is critical heat flux for nucleate pool boiling. Now earlier we have studied the boiling curve. Now on this boiling curve, the critical heat flux, it is an important point that we have seen. So it is always desirable to operate a boiling process close to this point. So Zuber in 1958, he has predicted the following expression for such a case, and the formula is QSC, this is equals to 0.18 in PR to the power half, sorry, rho R to the power half, and HFG multiplied by G sigma and rho L minus rho V whole to the power 1/4. So this correlation or this formula, it is independent of fluid viscosity, conductivity and specific heat. So what are this viscosity, what is this conductivity and specific heat, all these things are known to us already. Next formula that we will see here, these are in case of the film pool boiling. Now in case of the stable film boiling, the heat transfer, it is due to both convection and radiation. So Bromley has suggested the following correlation for film boiling from the outer surface of horizontal tubes. So what is that relation? So it is h to the power 4 by 3. This is h convection to the power 4 by 3 plus h radiation into h to the power 1/3. So that means this heat transfer, it is dependent on both convection and radiation. Now this equation, it is very much tedious to solve. So within plus minus 5% of error, it can be written as H equals to H convection plus 3 by 4 H radiation. Now the convective coefficient, that is H convection, in the absence of radiation from the earlier equation, it can be written like this, equation number 9.14. Okay. So this is the formula of the convective heat transfer coefficient in the absence of radiation. Now in this relation, d is the outer diameter of the tube. Now the vapor properties in this equation, these are evaluated at the arithmetic mean of the surface and saturation temperatures. So in this case, the radiative heat transfer coefficient, it can be represented like this, that is 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 epsilon Ts to the power 4 minus T saturated to the power 4 divided by Ts minus T saturated, where emissivity, epsilon is the emissivity of the solid. In this 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8, it is the Stefan Boltzmann constant. So this thing, the Stefan Boltzmann constant value we have seen earlier while discussing the radiation heat transfer. Now let us discuss some numericals based on this formula that we have seen. So what is this first numerical? It is given that a wire of 1.2 millimeter diameter and 200 millimeter length is submerged horizontally in water at 7 bar. The wire carries a current of 135 ampere with an applied voltage of 2.18 volt. If the surface of the wire is maintained at 200 degrees centigrade, then we need to calculate the heat flux and the boiling heat transfer coefficient. So these are the two things that we need to calculate here, the heat flux and the boiling heat transfer coefficient. Now let us first write what are the things that is given, which are given here. The wire diameter, it is given 1.2 millimeter, which can be written as 0.0012 meter. And the length of that wire, it is also given 200 millimeters, so which is 0.2 meter. Then the value of the current which the wire carries, it is given I equals to 135 ampere, and the voltage is given 2.18 volt. Now the surface temperature of the wire, it is given 200 degrees centigrade. So first we need to calculate the heat flux small q. So this formula of the heat flux, that is small q, this is equals to capital Q divided by A, because this is the heat flux, so total Q per area. And what will be this total Q? It is the electrical energy input to the wire. This is the total Q, so Q equals to VI here, voltage into ampere. That means voltage into current. So these two values are given actually, so this total Q, this is 294.3 watt we are getting here. Now how to calculate the area, that is the surface area of the wire. So that formula, it is known to us, the surface area of the wire, this is equals to pi dl. So now putting the value of the diameter and length of the wire, we can calculate the surface area of the wire is 7.54 into 10 to the minus 4 meter square. Now if we put this value of the Q, capital Q and the area in the formula of heat flux, small q, then we are getting the value of the heat flux, that is small q, this is coming as 0.39 into 10 to the power 6 watt per meter square. So this can also be represented as 0.39 megawatt per meter square, because mega is 10 to the power 6. So using this formula we have calculated the heat flux, that is the first part of the numerical. Now for the next part of the numerical, we need to calculate the boiling heat transfer coefficient. Now to calculate the boiling heat transfer coefficient, we need to use this formula, that is Q equals to H into Ts minus T saturated. Now Ts is given in this numerical, that is 200 degrees centigrade, and corresponding to the 7 bar which is given in this numerical. So corresponding to the 7 bar, the saturated temperature, it is 164.97 degrees centigrade. So from the table we need to find this value of the saturated temperature corresponding to the 7 bar in case of this water, or it may happen that this value is also given in the numerical. So if we use this formula, that is Q equals to H into Ts minus T saturated, then we are getting that H equals to That is the boiling heat transfer coefficient equals to Q divided by Ts minus T saturated. So Q we have already calculated, that is 0.39 into 10 to the power 6. Then Ts is given in this numerical 200 degrees centigrade, and T saturated, it is also, we have found from the table that it is 164.97 degrees centigrade. So putting all these values, we have calculated the boiling heat transfer coefficient as 11,133.3 watt per meter square degree centigrade. So this is the process by which we have calculated the heat flux and the boiling heat transfer coefficient for this numerical. Let us discuss the second numerical. An electric wire of 1.25 mm diameter and 250 mm long is laid horizontally and submerged in water at atmospheric pressure. The wire has an applied voltage of 18 volt and carries a current of 45 amperes. Now we need to calculate the heat flux and the excess temperature. Now the following correlation for water boiling on horizontal submerged surface which holds good. It is given H equals to 1.58 into Q by A whole to the power 0.75 equals to 5.62 into delta TE whole to cube. So this delta TE, this is the excess temperature here that we need to calculate. So first we need to calculate the heat flux in this numerical. So it can be calculated using the same procedure that we have discussed in the earlier one. So the formula for Q, that is the heat flux, this is equals to capital Q divided by A. Now this capital Q, that is the electrical energy input to the wire, it can be calculated using the product of the voltage and current. So it has been calculated here as 810 watt. Next, to calculate the surface area of the wire, we can use this formula, that is A equals to pi dl, as the diameter and length of this wire are given. So you can calculate the surface area also. So finally we can calculate the heat flux, that is small q, this is capital Q by A, and this value of this heat flux we are getting here as 0.825 megawatt per meter square. So this is the first part of this numerical that we have calculated. Now to calculate this second part, that is the excess temperature, we need to use the formula which is given here. Now the formula which is given, that is 1.58 Q by A to the power 0.75, this is 5.62 into delta TE whole cube. Now for this left part of this numerical, it is Q by capital Q by A, so this is actually small q, which is the value of the heat flux. So this value we have already calculated, so it is 0.825 into 10 to the power 6 watt per meter square. So if we put this value here in this given correlation, then after two steps we can easily calculate the value of the excess temperature, so which we are getting as 19.68 degrees centigrade. So this is the procedure by which we have calculated the heat flux and the excess temperature for this numerical. Let us next discuss this numerical, that is given a nickel wire of 1 mm diameter and 400 mm long carrying current is submerged in a water bath which is open to atmospheric pressure. Calculate the voltage at the burnout point if at this point the wire carries a current of 190 ampere. So let us first write what are the things given in this numerical. So the diameter of the wire, it is given 1 millimeter, which is 0.001 meter. The length, it is also given 400 millimeter, which can be written as 0.4 meter. The value of the current is given 190 ampere. And these are some thermophysical properties of water and vapor at 100 degrees centigrade, which are also given in this numerical. So rho L equals to rho F. This is 958.4 kg per meter cube. Then rho V, this is 0.5955 kg per meter cube. Then HFG, this is 2257 kilojoule per kg. And sigma, this is 58.9 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton per meter surface tension. So these are the values which are given here for the water and vapor at 100 degrees centigrade. So in this numerical, we need to calculate the voltage at the burnout point. So the voltage at the burnout point, it is actually VB. So at burnout, the points of critical heat flux, the correlation, it is given here QSA, this is 0.18, rho V to the power half, HFG into G sigma, rho L minus rho V whole to the power 1/4. So this is the formula that we have seen earlier. So using this formula, we can calculate the voltage at the burnout point. So this is the formula which is applicable for the critical heat flux. So let us move to that earlier page. This is the page where we have seen this formula, that is the critical heat flux for nucleate pool boiling. So here we have seen this formula for the critical heat flux point, that is QSC, it is 0.18 rho V to the power half in HFG in G sigma and rho L minus rho V whole to the power 1/4. So this formula which is applicable for critical heat flux, and in case of this current numerical, that is for burnout point, we need to remember and use here. Now in this formula we can see that rho V, this is actually given, that is 0.5955 kg per meter cube. Then HFG, that enthalpy, it is 2257, it is also given. Next, the value of G, it is the default value, which is 9.81. Then the surface tension value, that is sigma, it is given 58.9 into 10 to the power minus 3. And rho L and rho V, these are also given. So using all these values which are given in this numerical, we have calculated the value of QSC. This is 1.52 into 10 to the power 6 watt per meter square. Now, so this is the heat flux. So now to calculate the voltage at the burnout point, we need to calculate the electrical energy input to the wire. So that electrical energy input, capital Q, equals to V into I. So this V that we need to calculate here. So now as I is given in this numerical, that is 190 ampere. So we need to calculate the capital Q. So how to calculate that one? So small q, this is capital Q by A. So capital Q equals to VB into I by A. So that means this VB, that is the voltage at the burnout point. So this can be written as A into QSC divided by I. So this A is the surface area of this nickel wire. So the formula for the surface area, it is pi dl. Then QSC, this is actually that Q, that heat flux, so that we have calculated earlier. And this I, it is the current that the wire carries, so it is also given, that is 190 ampere. Now putting all these values in this given formula of the voltage, at this burnout point we have calculated the value. So that value of the voltage at the burnout point we are getting here as 10.05 volt. So this is the procedure here that we need to remember that correlation or the formula for the critical heat flux. After that we can use two simple formulas, that is Q equals to IB and small q equals to capital Q by A. Let us discuss the next numerical. So it is given that water is boiled at the rate of 25 kg per hour in a polished copper pan to 80 millimeter in diameter at atmospheric pressure. So assuming Euclid boiling conditions, calculate the temperature of the bottom surface of the pan. So that means that formula of the Euclid boiling that we have discussed earlier, that we have seen earlier. So that formula we need to remember and use here because it is given. We need to take into assumption that Euclid boiling conditions. Now here mass flow rate is given 25 kg per hour, D is given, diameter is given 0.28 meter. Now the properties of water at the atmospheric pressure, these are also given, that is T saturated, this is 100 degree centigrade, rho L 958.4 kg per meter cube, rho V 0.5955 kg per meter cube, CPL this is 4220 joule per kg Kelvin, mu L this is 279 into 10 to the power minus 6, Prandtl number for liquid this is 1.75, HFG 2257 kilojoule per kg, and sigma, that is the surface tension, it is 58.9 10 to the power minus 3. And for water the value of small n, this is actually 1, that we have seen earlier, that for water it is 1 and for the other liquids it is 1.7. Now the temperature of the bottom surface of the pan we need to calculate here. So for that we need to use this formula, Qs equals to mu L HFG into G rho L minus rho V divided by sigma whole to the power 0.5, then CPL delta T divided by CSL HFG into Prandtl number to the power n whole cube. Now for the polished copper pan, the CSL value it is 0.013. So to get that value we need to remember the table that we have discussed earlier. So in that table for the liquid surface it was given that the CSL value it is 0.013. So this formula and that table we need to remember here. So from this relation we need to calculate the value of the excess temperature first. So to calculate the value of the excess temperature we can rearrange this relation in terms of this delta TE. So this Qs, this is a surface heat flux, it can be written as capital Q by A, that means m into HFG divided by A. Now this m is the rate of water evaporation. So from this formula we can calculate the value of the surface heat flux, so which we are getting as 2,54,544 watt per meter square. Now if we put this value of the surface heat flux in the formula of this excess temperature, so we can calculate this value of the excess temperature after several steps, which we are getting as 12.2. So this is the value of the excess temperature that we got here. Now in this numerical we need to actually calculate the temperature of the bottom surface of the pan, but we have till now calculated the excess temperature, but this excess temperature delta T it can be written as Ts minus T saturated. So this Ts it is the temperature of the bottom surface of the pan. So delta T, that is excess temperature, we have got 12.2. So that means Ts minus T saturated, this is 12.2. So that means as T saturated it is given 100 degree centigrade. So that means Ts, which is the temperature of the bottom surface of the pan, it is we are getting as 112.2 degree centigrade. So this is the procedure by which we have calculated the temperature of the bottom surface of the pan. Let us discuss the next numerical. Water at atmospheric pressure is to be boiled in polished copper pan. The diameter of the pan is 350 mm and it is kept at 115 degrees centigrade. So we need to calculate the power of the burner, the rate of evaporation in kg per hour and critical heat flux for these conditions. So here you can see the diameter, then the surface and the saturated temperatures are given, and some thermophysical properties of the water for 100 degrees centigrade, these are given here. And so we can calculate the value of the excess temperature. This is Ts minus T saturated, which is 15 degrees centigrade. So as per boiling curve, so from the nucleate pool boiling, we can use that formula here again. So, and that value of CSL, we need to get that value of the CSL from that table. So for that copper pan, the value of CSL, it is 0.013. So putting this value again and following the similar procedure that we have discussed in this earlier numerical, so we can calculate the QS, that is the heat flux here, so which we are getting as 471.06 kilowatt per meter square. So this is the first part in this numerical, that is the power of the burner. So next we need to calculate the rate of evaporation. So to calculate this rate of evaporation, the formula that we will use, that is Q equals to mW into HFG. So that means this mW, that is the rate of evaporation, the flow rate that we need to calculate, that Q equals to HFG. So this capital Q, this is 45.32 into 10 cube. So that capital Q value we can calculate from the earlier part also. So this, and this HFG, it is given in this numerical. So this value of the rate of evaporation we have got here, that is 72 kg per hour or 0.02 kg per second. Now for the last part of this numerical, we need to calculate the critical heat flux. So for that we need to use that formula of the critical heat flux. So that formula we have discussed while discussing the formula regarding the burnout point. So this formula of the critical heat flux, it is QSC equals to 0.18 rho b to the power half HFG into G sigma rho L minus rho b whole to the power 1/4. Now in this formula, as all the values are actually known to us, so we need to put all these values, and after the calculation we are getting the critical heat flux value as 1.52 into 10 to the power 6 watt per meter square. So which can also be written as 1.52 megawatt per meter square. So these are the numericals, 5 different numericals that we have discussed today. So here we have used the formula regarding the nucleate pool boiling, critical heat flux, film boiling, all these different formulas we have used, and that table where for the different liquid surfaces the value of CSL we need to remember. So using those different formulas we have discussed some numericals for this boiling heat transfer. So in the next class, in the next lecture, we will discuss the concept of the mass transfer. So till now whatever we have discussed, it is the conduction, convection, radiation, then heat exchanger. After that this module, that is boiling and condensation. So all these were the part of the heat transfer concept. Now in the next lecture we will discuss the concept of the mass transfer. There we will discuss what is the concept of this mass transfer, what is the difference between heat and mass transfer. As we have seen that in case of heat transfer, it happens due to the temperature difference. So there we will see that due to the concentration and density difference, the mass transfer happens. So all those different concepts regarding the mass transfer will be discussed in the next lecture. So this is the end for this lecture today.